federal efforts to stop illegal gun trafficking and federal efforts to stop the flow of dangerous illegal drugs like fentanyl.
As I was attempting to answer your question very calmly, unlike you,
Excuse me, Madam Attorney General. Answer yes or no. Tell me what the numbers are. I don't want to hear all of your filibuster about this. Go ahead, please. Tell us the numbers.
So we are reorganizing ATF.
Good evening and welcome. If you value clear, fact-based reporting that explains what congressional showdowns actually mean for public safety and your community, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you stay informed as these debates unfold.
DeLauro?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick note before I get to my questions. Fentanyl seizures are down 30% compared to last year, and that data is coming from the Customs and Border Patrol, CBP. I don't make it up, but fentanyl seizures are down. At your confirmation hearing, you asserted that you will do everything in your power to prevent illegal gun runners in our country. Your budget request for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, proposes a cut of 26% below the current level. How can you justify such a massive cut without inevitably weakening ATF's ability to help our state and local law enforcement fight illegal gun trafficking? How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of this funding reduction you are proposing?
So I am a career prosecutor, and I believe in keeping America safe, making America safe. First, what we're doing is ATF is going to be brought over with DEA. Everyone knows, everyone sitting up here, guns and drugs go together. They go together. We're going to make it more efficient. What I will tell you will not be happening is ATF agents will not be knocking on the doors of legal gun owners in the middle of the night asking them about their guns. They're going to be out on the streets. If I can finish, they're going to be out on the streets.
I have three
No.
minutes.
You asked me a question.
I did, and
you asked me a question,
and you haven't
I'm gonna
answered my
it.
question.
So they're going to be out on the streets working
You haven't
hand in hand
answered my
with
question.
DEA
You
to
haven't
violate.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like an answer to my question. And the question is not being answered. How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of the funding reduction you are proposing? You are proposing a 26% cut to ATF for fiscal year 2026, as well as a 4.4% cut to DEA. So you're going to merge the two agencies together, and then you're going to shortchange their resources, so neither one of them will be able to do the job that they have been designed to do. You've got a 34% cut to the high-intensity drug trafficking areas program, no dedicated money at all for the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force. So, my view, it's fair to say that the Trump administration proposal shortchanges federal efforts to stop illegal gun trafficking and federal efforts to stop the flow of dangerous illegal drugs like fentanyl.
As I was attempting to answer your question very calmly, unlike you,
Excuse me, Madam Attorney General. Answer yes or no. Tell me what the numbers are. I don't want to hear all of your filibuster about this. Go ahead, please. Tell us the numbers.
So we are reorganizing. ATF agents want to be out on the street.
Okay, let me answer the question for you. I'm going to answer it for you. Page. Mr. Chairman, you give me a certain amount of time, and I have a high respect for you, but I don't have to listen, nor do my colleagues have to listen to a filibuster when it's a simple question. But I have an answer to your question. It's page 146 of the department's fiscal year 2026 budget, and the performance summary explicitly says, and let me quote, ATF will eliminate 541 industry operation investigators, reducing ATF's capacity to regulate the firearms and explosive industries by approximately 40% in fiscal year 2026. ATF will perform fewer regulatory inspections. And the department summary goes on to say, and let me quote, ATF anticipates a reduction of approximately 284 support personnel and 186 agents based on historical attrition patterns, and these personnel cuts will impact ATF across various functions, unquote. If the capacity to regulate firearms industry is reduced by 40%, if you are losing 186 ATF law enforcement agents on top of that, it is clear the direction you are headed with this budget, and that's what it is, isn't it? The proposal will weaken our ability to stop gun trafficking, and it will greatly reduce ATF support for state and local law enforcement that helps them prevent and solve violent crimes. It's a bad proposal.
Do you want to hear my answer in 3 seconds? You mentioned regulatory functions. We will not be having ATF agents go to the doors of gun owners in the middle of the night asking them about their guns, period. They will be out on the streets with DEA, guns and drugs.
How many are gone?
It will be attrition. We are not firing agents. They will be working.
How many
with
have
DEA.
taken attrition?
Can I tell you that they all want to be on the streets? They want to be doing their jobs. They want to be
But you're getting them
seizing
off
guns.
the streets.
They want
You're getting
to.
them
We're
off the
putting
streets.
them on the
And-
streets.
and
They want to be working with DEA.
You are getting them off
We
the
will be
streets. There is no
efficient.
clear, and Mr.
We will
Chairman,
be
I yield back my
efficient.
time. I yield back my time. Let's get some answers here.
A sharp confrontation erupted in Congress today as Connecticut Representative Rosa DeLauro challenged Attorney General Pam Bondi over a proposed 26% budget cut to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, commonly known as the ATF. What made this exchange stand out was not just the raised voices, but the numbers buried deep inside the administration's own budget documents. DeLauro opened with data that immediately complicated the administration's broader law enforcement narrative. According to Customs and Border Protection, fentanyl seizures are down roughly 30% compared to last year. That data, she emphasized, comes directly from federal law enforcement agencies, not political talking points. From there, DeLauro turned to Bondi's confirmation pledge to aggressively combat illegal gun trafficking. The Congresswoman pointed out a fundamental contradiction. How does an administration claim it will crack down on gun runners while proposing a budget that cuts more than a quarter of ATF funding? Bondi responded by arguing that the administration plans to reorganize ATF by merging it more closely with the Drug Enforcement Administration. Guns and drugs, she said, go together. Her stated goal, efficiency. She repeatedly emphasized that ATF agents would not be knocking on the doors of lawful gun owners and would instead be focused on street-level enforcement. But DeLauro was not asking about rhetoric or intent. She was asking about capacity. How many agents and investigators would actually be lost as a result of the proposed cuts? When Bondi failed to provide a number, DeLauro did something rare but powerful in these hearings. She answered the question herself, citing the administration's own budget summary. According to the Department of Justice's fiscal year 2026 budget documents, the proposal would eliminate 541 industry operations investigators. That alone would reduce ATF's capacity to regulate firearms and explosives by approximately 40%. The same document anticipates the loss of roughly 186 ATF agents and 284 support personnel through attrition. These are not abstract figures. Industry operations investigators are responsible for inspecting licensed gun dealers, tracing illegal firearms, and identifying patterns of trafficking. Cutting nearly half of that regulatory capacity means fewer inspections, fewer audits, and fewer opportunities to intercept illegal weapons before they reach the street. DeLauro also pointed to additional cuts that compound the impact: a 4.4% reduction to the DEA, a 34% cut to the High-Intensity Drug Trafficking Areas program, and no dedicated funding for the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force, a key federal tool for dismantling large-scale trafficking networks. Taken together, DeLauro argued, these cuts send a clear message. Despite tough talk about crime, the administration is proposing to weaken the very infrastructure federal, state, and local law enforcement rely on to fight illegal guns and dangerous drugs like fentanyl. Bondi pushed back, saying agents would not be fired and that attrition would handle staffing reductions. She insisted agents want to be on the streets and that the reorganization would free them to do that work. But attrition does not mean positions magically disappear without consequence. It means experienced personnel leave and are not replaced. It means fewer people doing more work or work simply not getting done. And it means state and local police departments lose federal partners they depend on for gun tracing, intelligence sharing, and complex investigations. This exchange matters because it exposes a broader issue that often gets lost in political debates about crime. Enforcement is not just about slogans or promises. It is about staffing levels, training, inspections, and sustained resources. You cannot meaningfully stop illegal gun trafficking while simultaneously reducing the agency designed to regulate and investigate it. As DeLauro made clear, this is not a theoretical concern. Reduced inspections mean more illegal weapons slipping through the cracks. Fewer agents mean slower responses to trafficking networks, and less federal support means local departments are left to handle increasingly complex crimes on their own. If you want continued coverage that goes beyond sound bites and digs into what policy decisions actually do on the ground, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We will keep breaking down these hearings and the real-world consequences behind the numbers.